Is quitting smoking weed and quitting vaping worth it? And if so, what are the potential benefits to quitting? In today's brief video, I'm going to help you guys answer that question, and then I'm going to tell you guys about some of the benefits I received from quitting smoking weed and quitting using nicotine products. If you're new to the channel, my name's Dr. Frank. I'm the founder of AddictionMindset recovery coaching programs, which are dedicated to helping people quit substances that I once struggled with: nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. When you're considering the question, is quitting smoking weed or quitting vaping worth it? You have to ask yourself, is continuing to use the drug, continuing to smoke weed, continuing to vape, is that worth it? And when you answer this question, you have to start to identify the actual, or more than likely not, the perceived benefits of continuing to smoke or continuing to vape. Because we have to start to weigh these two options. If you're thinking about quitting, you have to start to lay out some of the things that you stand to gain back in life by quitting smoking weed or quitting vaping. And it's super important that you take this first step and write these things down if you're quitting. When you're about to make a change, no matter what that change is, you have to be motivated by something. There has to be some end goal. There has to be some reward. We're never going to change our behavior unless there's a perceived reward towards making that change. For example, people who work out regularly, there is some type of perceived reward. There's something that's motivating them to get up out of bed early or work out late after night when they're exhausted. And that perceived benefit and actual benefit in the case of exercise is getting a better physique, feeling better about oneself physically, which can lead to better mental health, gaining more strength, gaining more energy. There's a lot of potential rewards when it comes to exercise. And a lot of people understand that those rewards exist, so they'll continue to push themselves to keep showing up in the gym, to keep up with their dietary changes. Now, the problem when it comes to addiction is oftentimes our minds are so clouded by the facade that addiction creates, we don't fully realize that there is an actual benefit to quitting. Or if we think there's a benefit to quitting, that benefit doesn't appear as great as continuing to use the drugs. So you need to start asking yourself, what am I going to gain back in life? Or what things do I stand to advance in life by quitting smoking weed or quitting vaping? Is it better mental health? Is it better physical health? Is it getting your time and energy back? Is it saving more money? Are these things damaging relationships in your life that will possibly be mended by quitting these substances? Once you perceive the benefits and you start to see what the benefits are that apply to you, and you start quitting, the next level to this is you actually have to start to acknowledge the positive changes that are happening. Just like going to the gym, if someone's working out constantly and they're not taking care of their diet, they're not taking care of their sleep, chances are their appearance isn't going to change very much physically. And then this person is going to say, well, I'm working out all the time, but nothing's happening. My body's not changing. And they're going to give up. So when you quit an addiction, it's really important that each time you get a benefit, you're getting better sleep, you have more energy, it's very important that you acknowledge that that change is happening because you put that drug down, because you stopped smoking weed, because you quit vaping. It's one thing to perceive the benefits. That's where you have to start. But then you also have to acknowledge that you're actually experiencing the benefits of quitting. And this is how you start to build momentum in your addiction recovery process. If you're quitting and you're not seeing benefits, or you're not acknowledging the benefits that are happening and embracing those benefits, relapse is inevitable. I can almost guarantee you that no one's going to make a change if they don't perceive benefits or experience benefits. Change just won't happen. There's not enough momentum behind the individual to drive that change. Now, for me personally, I received a lot of benefits when it came to quitting. And when I asked myself the question, is quitting worth it versus is continuing to vape, continuing to smoke weed worth it? The answer became very, very obvious to me. My smoking was resulting in financial hardship. My smoking was inhibiting me from developing healthy healthy, meaningful relationships. My vaping and smoking and my addiction to nicotine and weed and energy drinks, it was significantly damaging my physical health. So once I started to quit and I started to feel better and my sleep improved, I had more energy day to day. I could wake up in the morning, get out of bed, and get to the things that I wanted to do. And that was an incredible benefit. This allowed me to build my business. This allowed me to get to the gym early in the morning. This allowed me to feel good about myself, which made me want to continue in other behaviors that made me feel positive about myself. So I had relationship benefits, I had financial benefits, I had physical health benefits, and then all three of those benefits certainly led to a better state of mental health. Just by putting down nicotine and quitting weed, I had significantly less anxiety and significantly less depression that I was experiencing throughout my day-to-day life. Now, the problem is those benefits may not directly apply to you. You might be super financially stable. In fact, most people who call my offices to work with me, finances are not an issue for them. A lot of people who call my offices, they're already exercising. They're already taking good care of themselves. And the reason why they're calling is because they're saying, well, wait a minute, this addiction doesn't fit my lifestyle. It doesn't help me achieve or work towards those goals that I actually care about, the things that I'm actually going after. Quitting is going to be nearly impossible for the person that continues to think or feel that there is benefits to smoking weed or vaping. Maybe you think nicotine gives you energy. Maybe you think nicotine gives you more focus. And look, we could pull up studies that say it does. That's easy to do. But when you're truly stuck in addiction, it starts to do the opposite. It drains your energy. It drains your bank account. It drains your focus because it's all that you think about. It doesn't, smoking weed doesn't help with stress. It doesn't help with the boredom. It just makes you more stressed because you're smoking too much and you're constantly bored. When in reality, you, not your addiction, want to be out there doing new things, exciting things in your life. And this is what we help people do in my programs. We help people identify the benefits that they're going to receive when it comes to quitting an addiction. Because quitting smoking weed, quitting vaping, it's not about what you're giving up. It's about the things that you're gaining back in life. It's also about realizing that continuing to smoke weed, continuing to vape is actually holding you back from the things that you want to achieve in life. That's the spark that people need to make a change. Unfortunately, a lot of people wait until they hit rock bottom. I personally was almost at rock bottom, not completely, but almost. And the sad thing is, we don't have to wait until we get to that point. And I often tell people, don't wait until you hit rock bottom, because if you take today as an opportunity to quit, you're quitting from a position of strength. You're quitting from a position of decision making versus hitting rock bottom and being forced into making a decision that you weren't ready to make. And that's why so many people continue to use and continue to smoke and continue to find new lows when they're stuck in active addiction. They hit rock bottom. They're stressed about hitting rock bottom. Suddenly those benefits seem almost unattainable, and they cope with that by consuming more of the drug. I was personally stuck in this exact cycle that I'm talking about. But if you guys do this activity, you answer the question, is quitting smoking worth it? What will I gain by quitting? What are the benefits? And you compare that answer to, is continuing to smoke worth it? I think the answer will become obvious. And I think this will give you a little bit of a spark or motivation that you need to start to drive a change in your life. If you need extra help with this, check the pinned comment and sign up for a one-on-one addiction recovery coaching call with myself in my offices. This is what we do. We help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and adult media content. And there's nothing I love more than doing it. I'll see you guys in the pinned comment.